Okay, welcome to part two, finding intercepts. Sorry that we had to split this into two parts. The recording system that I'm using here has a 15-minute time limit. I'm trying to keep each topic in that time frame, but some of the topics just require a little bit more, and I'd rather give you the information than to omit it. So where we left off was we were asking the question, can we use this idea that you can make the other variable equal to 0 to solve for an intercept, like make y equals 0 to solve for an x-intercept or x equals 0 to solve for a y-intercept? Can we use that same method to find intercepts of more complicated equations? And the answer to that is yes, we can. So this is a very good, generally useful technique. And what we were looking at was an example that had a y and had an x squared. Okay, so we plugged in 0 for x to find the y-intercept and found out that we got 0, negative 4 as the y-intercept. And we plugged in 0 for y, and we actually found out that we had x squared equals 4, so there were two different x values, 2 and negative 2. So 2 comma 0 and negative 2 comma 0, there were two different x-intercepts. Okay, and we were just about to look at the equation here. If you were to actually graph this out, this is what the equation y equals x squared minus 4 looks like. It's not a line because of the square. It's actually what we call a parabola or a quadratic curve. And in fact, it has one y-intercept, this particular one, at 0 comma negative 4. And then it has two different x-intercepts, 2 comma 0 and negative 2 comma 0. Negative 2 comma 0 and 2 comma 0. Right? So it is possible if something's not aligned for there to be more than one x-intercept or more than one y-intercept. Okay? But that general technique of plugging a 0 in for the other variable is useful for all equations. Now, we can't graph using that, right? When we did lines, it was nice because once we find 2 points on a line, then we can just draw the line through those 2 points because we know a line is straight. If we're talking about something more complicated, like x squared minus 4, then of course we can't just use the intercepts alone to graph. We would have to have other points. But finding intercepts is a very key part of graphing. Okay, so just to summarize all of this, you can find an intercept by setting the other variable equal to 0 and then solving. Okay, this works for all equations, but not all equations have intercepts, right? We had some straight lines that were horizontal or vertical, so they only had an x-intercept or a y-intercept, but not both. And you can graph a line by drawing a line through its intercepts, although for more complicated equations you might have to use other techniques. X equals 4, y equals negative 3, those are kind of special cases that only have the one intercept. Alright, that's it for part 2. Go ahead and look at the practice pages to get some practice at finding intercepts and using them to graph.